Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing. Getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. This is my weekly buy video. My current strategy is to deposit $100 of my own money per week and let the portfolio do the heavy lifting for me going forward. All dividends received will be reinvested back into that stock from which it was received. My goal is to put this money to work for me in the long term to build a growing and reliable income stream. I'm a long-term buy and hold investor who focuses primarily on individual blue chip stocks as well as ETFs and CEFs. What we're looking at right now is my taxable M1 stock brokerage account. This is about 15% of my net worth, and in this portfolio most of it is in the ETF SCHD, so I am very well diversified, not only just in this portfolio but also my other investments as well. And we can see just over the last year what this portfolio has done. We can see it's been to lows of just over 190,000, and we are at highs of over 220,000. And so the purpose of this video is to show you what I picked, the stocks that I picked to invest in this week, and I picked 5 of them, and I've put $20 into each. That's been the recent format of what I've been doing. So we'll take a look at the activity log and we'll see what I bought. And also, after I show you this, I'm going to show you what the effect this had on my income for dividends going forward, and I'll show you how much it increased it by. It's not going to be a huge amount because, again, it's only $100 that I'm putting in, but I'll also show you the dividends that have rolled in so far for the month of January as well. And we can see here there were 7 buys, and 2 of those were dividend reinvestments. And we can see there were some dividends. Here's the recent dividends that came in from Medtronic. I had since sold this position. I decided to put the money elsewhere. And then Costco had a nice big dividend that came in, $35.69. I own just over 2 shares, and you can see there's $15 per share from Costco. Usually it's a lot less. It's like a dollar-ish. We'll take a look on my tracking sheet, and we'll scroll down to Costco real quick. Yeah, the quarterly dividend for Costco is normally $1.02, so it was nice to see that $15 special dividend roll in there. You can see also O Realty rolled in there, the $11.86. That's a monthly payer for me. So I'll click on the monthly trading. We'll take a look at the 7 buys real quick. As soon as this loads up, you see Costco, I just reinvested that dividend, the $35.68, right back into Costco. Bought a little bit, just a fractional share because the Costco share price is pretty high. And then Starbucks, I took the Medtronic dividend and added that to Starbucks along with the $20. So that's the $25.39. So that was my first pick. I think Starbucks is a good long-term investment. And recently Starbucks has been trending downward in the low 90s. So at least it's just my opinion. It's not an investment advice. I think Starbucks may be a good buy right now. And then Lowe's, I put $20 into Lowe's. Same with Apple. And then Procter & Gamble, another $20. This $11.86, this is a dividend drip. So just put the $11.86 right back into O Realty. And then the other stock, I picked the last one, it was Hershey's. I think they've been trending downward as well. And I think the price they're at right now, at least again, in my opinion, I think it's a good buy. So I decided to add a little bit more to the Hershey's position that I had. So I'm going to bounce back to that Google Doc spreadsheet I showed you before while I was looking up the the dividend per quarter price for Costco. You can see the share price there as well. I only bought $35 of it, so not nearly a full share of Costco, but it will add some to it. And just to show you what this sheet does, it tracks all the positions in my portfolio. I know some people will criticize and say I have too many positions, but as I say, personal finance is very personal. And again, this portfolio is only 15% of my net worth. Most of my net worth is invested in like VU, VTI, and SCHD, as well as Vanguard's international stock market index, like VXUS. So very well diversified. I just like to invest a little bit in individual stocks as well. And what this tracks is, you can see the company, the ticker symbol, the share price. This is pulled with a simple Google Finance function. Here's a number of shares. It's utilizing a VLOOKUP, and we're actually going to utilize that in just a moment. We're going to paste into the M1 data tab, which you can see in down below to the right, because I added shares in 7 different positions, and rather than type in the new number of shares and my new cost basis, I'm just going to do a simple copy and paste from M1. You can see the current market value and my cost basis, whether I have a gain or loss in these. Anything in red, obviously I've got a loss. So Black Hills has not been doing well for a little while. The energy sector has been kind of dropping, but that's okay. You can see my percent gain or loss in each position, and this is the dividend per share. These are quarterly, and this is also quarterly for SCHD. I highlighted it in purple because SCHD's dividend, it is variable, and the fourth quarter is usually the largest, and the first quarter, which will be coming up here in March, is the smallest. So I anticipate the 74 cents going down, but then throughout the year, especially in December, I'm expecting it to go higher, and hopefully in December of 2024 it's going to be more than 74 cents per share. I have a couple monthly pairs in this portfolio, and I mentioned before, that was a dividend drip, and then BST. I own quite a few shares in this one. You can see what my estimated dividend is going to be for just for the end of this month. You can see other things it tracks are the yield percentage. If you were to buy shares of, say, Broadcom right now, that would be your current yield. And then here's the yield on my cost, and it's so much higher because I bought Broadcom at a lower price. I've doubled my money essentially, so pretty much double the yield as well. And then everything is arranged in this sheet by the pay date, because I want to know when I'm going to get paid and how much. And we can see here, this is the actual dividend that's been paid. And so far for the month of January, I've received $132.88, and this one will actually show up tomorrow morning, the Fifth Third Bank Court. That 1686 will roll into there. You can see I also track the total dividends. I also track the dividend increase. Like you see, Travelers Company, their last dividend increase was in April. It was an 8% increase. So we'll see what Travelers does and all the rest do. But in April, hopefully Travelers can match that 8%, and then they'll raise that dividend per share. Hopefully it's going to be $1.08 announced in April for their new dividend. Now let's keep that in mind if you're investing in dividend stocks, is these dividend per share, it's not static. And these, if you have a company like Travelers or Pepsi who's been increasing their dividend for decades, it's not going to be $1.27 per share in perpetuity. It's going to change and likely go up. Of course, there are some companies that lower their dividends, like medical properties. AT&T has done it. There's a whole bunch of them that have done it. So I try to keep companies in my portfolio that are reliable dividend payers and ones that will increase their dividend year after year. Of course, I have a few exceptions in this portfolio, but that's usually my general rule right there. So what I need to do is I want to go to the bottom of the sheet and just show you. You can see there's the market value of the portfolio right now. You can see my cost basis. Here's my gain or loss. You can see the yield percentage. Right now, if I were to buy new shares, this is an average of all of the stocks within the portfolio. And here's my yield on cost, again an average. This adds up the quarterly income of all the positions. And then since I have a couple of monthly pairs, I have to add the monthly pairs in an additional 2 times. So I have to take that 461.90 and add it in 2 times. You can see the math right there. It's taking G67 times 2 with the sum of all of the quarterly pairs. And then this is really important to track, and this is the monthly cash flow. Also shows the quarterly and annual, and these values are going to change as I purchased more fractional shares of 7 positions. So this is going to go up very modestly. And what I'm going to do is go back to M1, go back to the holdings tab, and this is how we're going to update the sheet without typing in the new number of shares or the new cost basis. Of course, once this loads, I'll grab everything from the name column on the holdings tab M1 and grab all that data. Do a copy, go to the M1 data tab, and just like the M1 tab over here with the all the positions over here on the holdings tab, I'm going to put everything into this A column, and it's just going to align the shares and the cost basis for everything in the order of from the largest to smallest. So you can see SCHD is my largest holding, but it's not going to change SCHD because I didn't purchase any additional shares of it. So I'm going to do a pay special values only in that column, and it's just going to change the 7 positions where I bought those fractional shares. Go back to dividend portfolio tab. And we can see now the new monthly cash flow average is at $915.92, and where I update this is on the monthly average dividend tracking tab. And anytime I do an event where I drip dividends, I deposit money into the portfolio, if a position raises its dividend, lowers their dividend, anything like that, I track it here on this sheet. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Went too far there. And I've put an entry in here, the $100 deposit, the Costco Medtronic dividend drips. Grab that value since I forgot it with all that talking, $915.92. We'll do a little math to find out the difference. So added 26 cents of additional monthly income with just that move, and it doesn't sound like a whole lot, and it really isn't in the grand scheme, but it was only $100 in just these dividend drips. But just take a look at all the events that happened just so far in January. You can just see what dividend drips and things like that, and it just keeps adding and adding to the dividend income. And then tomorrow, when I get the third dividend, same thing's going to happen. I'm going to drip that in, and I'll get a few more cents in monthly income as well. I'm going to go to the next tab, which is the Dividend Tracker tab. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. You can see the portfolio value at $18,700. My first dividends received in the month of January 2021. I also tracked the total quarterly dividends for this as well, the quarter-on-quarter increase, tracking the annual dividends, and then I started tracking the average monthly dividend, because you can see the dividends are a little bit lumpy with the last month of each quarter, which is March, June, September, December, paying the largest dividends. So I thought it'd be a good idea to add up the quarterly dividend and divide it by 3 and get an average. So that way you can see progress as I'm buying more shares and as there's dividend increases and things like that, or dividend drips that add to my monthly income. You can see where we're at right now. We're in January. There's the portfolio value rounded to the nearest $100. Dividends paid so far. We can see the average monthly dividend at $9.15.92. And there's an increase so far in the month of $3.10. And the month-over-month percent increase is 0.34%, so we're almost at $11,000 for annual dividends. We can see the annual increase. This is just in the month of January. There's an additional $100 put in, so I've added up that $100 there, so up to $300 invested into the portfolio for the month of January. So I'll go back to those buys real quick in case you missed them. Just summarize that. Again, my 5 picks were Starbucks, Lowe's, Apple, Procter & Gamble, and Hershey's. The rest were just, those were dividend drips. So that's all I've got to show you guys. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you got value from this video, please click the like button and also subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. I do a monthly recap video of all the dividends I received. I prove it. I go into the activity log and show you when I received those and how much. So let me know what you're going to be buying this week. Put it down in the comments below. And let me know what you think of the picks that I made this week. So everyone, thanks again for sticking to the end, and everyone have a great week, and everybody take care.